Good afternoon, everyone. As many of you have heard, the Queen of England has passed away. Elizabeth Alexandra Mary, born May 21st, 1926. Her royal parents were King George VI and the mother Queen Elizabeth Angela Margaret. Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Henrie. And yes, that was my British accent in honor of the Queen. Um, that song that you did hear at the beginning of that is this song we sing here, and it is America, written by Samuel Francis Smith in 1831. While he was in theological seminary in Andover, Massachusetts, he wrote this, and it is the same actual music written for America, but it is God Save Our Queen or God Save the Queen. And the lyrics go, God save our Queen, gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen, God save the Queen. So that's just a little bit of history on the song you just heard, or the music you just heard by Samuel Francis Smith. Also, as we all haven't heard, the Queen's death was, I don't know if it was sudden, but apparently the Queen's health had given doctors concern, although nothing was ever revealed on the cause of her death. I'm not sure why people always need to know why someone died, what their cause of death was, but perhaps it's our curiosity. But how many people have you known who have passed away, and first thing is like, oh, what they die of? Oh, they were sick, or what happened? I don't know. I guess when we die, we die. It doesn't really matter how we died. We just go on to the great yonder with the pearly gates, I hope. But anyway, so I do know now everything I am going to speak about, some of it's my opinion, some of it I have Googled it and I have looked up. But I was always intrigued by the Queen. Who isn't the Queen? I mean, wow, the queens and kings still exist is pretty exciting. It's amazing. So the Queen, at the age of 25 years old, became queen. Elizabeth became queen of 7 independent Commonwealth countries. Could you even imagine? At the age of 25, you're like the ruler of the UK. I mean, come on. What were we doing? What was I doing at the age of 25? I don't even want to remember what I was doing, but it wasn't prepping to be a queen. I think that during her reign, there's some good and some bad, and I really don't know anything horrible other than, I guess everything we see on the media, especially, if you were all in love with Princess Diana like I was, with her kind heart and such. That's what a lot of people remember her for. But it wasn't that she was cruel that I know of. I don't know for a fact. I was not in the palace. But during World War II, at the age of 19, Elizabeth took a course in driving and vehicle maintenance and was called the Princess Mechanic. She could work on cars. She could work. What you think? Wait, she was a princess and she was working on cars? What? Yes. And I don't know how many people know this, but technically she was homeschooled. Yes, folks, she did not go to universities or private schools. She was homeschooled. They would bring in tutors and teachers, and that's how she was taught everything she knew, which is pretty amazing because you don't think of a princess being homeschooled, but she was. Um, Now, I have seen some commoners which have said and posted on social media horrible things about the Queen. And honestly, she hasn't done anything to these individuals. They are just reading all the negative things are in her past. And they have read not the good that she has done during reigning queen, which I think is sad because it's sad that people feed into all that negative because, of course, I don't like negative. But anyway, it's just kind of a sad thing that some people do choose to believe in and listen to. But I do remember, I have think there's a movie. I did not see it, and it is, I want to say it's called The Queen, and it is about what her dilemmas and what she had to go through when Princess Diana passed. I mean, because everyone was just like, oh, the royal family hates her and da 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 da. But could you imagine the pressure on her that she must have gone through, torn between what her son Charlie, boy, was doing? And it's just crazy. So I think, we have to put ourselves, if you want, you don't have to. These are just my opinions again. Put yourself in people's place of what they go through in life, just like you go through things. A queen goes through things. Now, when you think, talking about Charlie or Charles, now you think about her son and his choices. As many of us know, some mothers never see wrong in their children, especially in their sons, because sometimes there's that special bond. Because for me, I have a special bond with my son, which is totally different from my bond with my daughter. But what we could see, what I saw with my eyes, I felt like the queen never saw the wrong that her son did. And it was, they were in the tabloids. Yes, you can't believe all that stuff you read or see. But although they seem like facts for some of us, that he definitely did not make good royal choices in his life. And sometimes I believe that the queen, as some mothers, we just do, she would turn an eye to certain things that he did or said. This lady he had the affair with, Camilla, I think that's her name. I don't even know what the woman's name is. She's a queen now, or a princess. I think she's a queen. Yes, I believe she's a queen now. And now she's a queen. The affair was hidden. He was still seeing her, when he was engaged with Diana. And, the story goes on and on. Lots of drama. There's always drama in families, even royal families. So the crazy thing to me is you look at what, they try to keep out of the media tabloids, but it can't be helped. When you're in that public eye, of course, you're going to be in that type of a situation where people will believe what they want to believe and what they read. And the crazy thing to me now is that he's king. He's king. So you've heard a daughter's a daughter all her life and a son's a son until he takes a wife. And well, not in Charles's case. I think he could have been a mama's boy until the bitter end. I don't know this for a fact, people, but this is my opinion. Let's put it this way. I don't believe that I would be very fond of him. He's probably a very nice person when he's sleeping. But as I have said, some people just need to complain about someone or something, and that's what I'm doing right now, complaining about Charles. King Charles. But I always think that when you hear of the queen, it was always how refined she was, how, you think of all the things she had to learn at the age of 25 just to run the United Kingdom. So she, of course, I'm sure a lot of you know these facts, but I just wanted to share some of them. The longest reigning monarchy, the queen began her journey in 1952 through 2022. Now, you talk about a life of full responsibilities. Wow, that's a long life to do that. She has been portrayed in over 200 films and TV series. 200, over 200, that's crazy. But my favorite, I have to say, is The Crown on Netflix. If you have not seen it, it is so good. And it of course, it's fictional with some factual events that happened in the history of her reign. It is just so interesting, though. And you're not going to believe this. It was a friend, a male friend of our family's, who suggested I watch this. He said, oh my gosh, I get why women do these chick flicks now. He said, you've got to see The Crown. It is so good. It's about history and how the things were run. He said, "You're going to love it." So I took him up on it and I watched it, and it was excellent. It is excellent. If you have a chance and have or struggling of watching something good, you would really, really, especially with history in it, you would really enjoy watching The Crown. So Netflix or The Crown, they are not sponsoring me to say this. These are all my thoughts. So the other thing, her nickname was Lilibet. I'm sure you've all heard this, Lilibet. Her father gave her that name, or even her on her mother's coffin when Queen Elizabeth, her mother, passed away, she even signed her name as Lilibet. Although some say that when she was young, she couldn't pronounce her name, Elizabeth, and it came out Lilibet. So who knows? Who cares? She will be known as Lilibet. And now Prince Harry, we all know about Prince Harry, and they have decided, oh, we don't want to be part of the royal family. We're going to, but I think it's kind of like if you don't like your family and you don't want to be a part of them, you're always going to be in the family because that bloodline just continues. So, of course, I what you have read and seen in interviews that he really did love his grandmother. And now his Prince Harry's daughter, because he has not lost the title of prince, I don't believe. But anyway, Prince Harry's daughter is named after the queen, not Elizabeth, but Lilibet. And I think that's really a sweet thing because I heard that he did not make it to say his final goodbye. Which is sad because I'm sure, she loved her grandchild just like any grandmother, I would hope, loved their grandkids. So, and I do believe that her people of her kingdom will miss her. And some, of course, may not because you have the haters. You just have people that aren't, yeah, good, she's gone. But we have to remember she was a mother and a grandmother and one time a daughter and so on and so on. And people looked up to her. All the people that she represented, they looked up to her. So she will be missed. But definitely, I believe that she will be missed mostly by Muick and Sandy. And who are they? Those are the Queen's loving dogs. She loved those dogs. I mean, she apparently just loved animals a lot, or at least corgis, as we've heard. I'm not sure if both of them were corgis or not. But anyway, may the Queen enjoy her new life with Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. And I pray and hope that they both live happily ever after with no more ties of royalty. So this is Henrie, and I hope you have a wonderful evening, and God save the Queen. Find your blessings.